No time for a skit today because this deck is no joke. It is Victini VMAX. I underrated it. I made a mistake. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and as I mentioned, today we're looking at Victini VMAX, a card that I criminally underrated, and it's doing incredibly well. Like, this deck is everywhere at the moment, so let's go and check it out on PTCGO and see how Victini VMAX is making waves in the competitive Pokemon community. So this deck list comes from Novocaine and his top 8 performance in Hexter 3, which happened a couple of days ago. Victini VMAX, card that, like I mentioned, I didn't have big hopes for, is actually incredibly strong. Who would have thought? Max victory for 2 energy, a fire and a colorless, deals 100 plus 120 if your opponent's Pokemon is a V. And that means that it's going to be dealing 220 for 2 energy as early as turn 2, and that's going to be knocking out a lot of basic Vs. Things like Rapid Strike Urshifu, Single Strike Urshifu, Eternatus, Zacian obviously with weakness as well, but it's going to clean knock it out regardless. There's a whole bunch of really meta-relevant Pokemon. Crobat V, for example, is another one that can be knocked out by Victini. And the really good thing about this card, as opposed to lots of other fire decks, is that it doesn't heavily rely on Welder. That 2 energy cost is possible to power up with just 2 attachments, and that means that we are allowed to run cards like Professor's Research. We've got a little bit more flexibility in our supporter lineup, only 2 Welder in this deck, and that's really strong for us. It means that we can start drawing through our deck a little bit more. We see more cards. We don't have to rely as heavily on cards like Dedenne or Crobat, but it also means that we can open up our options to use our energy a little bit more differently. We can use Ninetales as a gust option. 9 Temptations for 2 fire energy. We discard them and gust up one of our opponent's Pokemon. Crobat V's on the bench, gust them up. Take a knockout with Victini. Any other basics that they've got, gust them up, knock them out. It's incredibly strong. The only weakness I would say is that it struggles to deal with old school tag team GX Pokemon, things like Mewtwo and Pikarom and that kind of stuff, but we are seeing a bit of a drop-off in those cards. We also have Heatran-GX as a potential late-game sweeper with Hotburn GX that can knock out those tag teams if we have enough energy in play. But in general, I really like this list. Also, Victini V is a pretty good attacker as well. Energy Burst is more than useful. So I would 100% recommend giving this a swing. This deck is the one that I'm going to check out. There's a couple of versions floating around at the moment. If you want to find out those kind of decks, you can head to limitlesstcg.com. There'll be a whole bunch of these lists. If you want to play along with this one, it's down in the description. And whilst you're there, if you could leave a like, that would be great. I need likes. It's critically important. Like, you don't understand. So we're off to the races here. We've got an Eldegoss V, which is fantastic. We've got a Quick Ball as well. I like that. We can get rid of a Pokecom and find ourselves a Victini, I think. Attaching an energy to Victini going first is incredibly strong. We don't really need to do too much else. Let's just pass there. If you haven't already been on Limitless TCG, by the way, then I would 100% recommend taking a look. There are a ton of really cool deck lists there, including one that I saw, which was a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and Dragapult VMAX in combination. Incredibly interesting deck. I would 100% recommend checking that out. In fact, if you want to see a video on that, let's set an ambitious like target. How many likes is ambitious now? Shall I say 300? I don't know. Let's go for 300 likes in a day. We've got an air balloon here. Let's play that down. I guess we can play the escape rope. Oh, they're just going to bring up the Esper, to be honest. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just played the research here. Now we're committed to the switch. I mean, we could just switch to the bench, but we're just going to find the VMAX. So this is pretty good for us. No Victini VMAX is a little disappointing, but we have Quick Balls, so we can get rid of the research. I think finding a Dedenne is a good plan. Plus, we can also get rid of another research to find the Vulpix, and that's going to be critical early. Let's play that down. We'll attach the energy and then Dedenne. Even if we do miss the VMAX off of this Dedenne, we still have Energy Burst, and that's what we're going to have to go for here, because this hand is atrocious. Let's Energy Burst here. It will deal 60 damage. We'll get the knockout on the Esper, and we're going to have to hope that we get something good off the prizes. Marshadow is not something good. We are now heavily reliant on top decks, but that's okay. Victini VMAX doesn't really need that much more. Let's just go into the Eldegoss for that escape rope. I'm not too worried about that at all. We can just use, we can just use our air balloon to retreat. and go into a Victini V, which is fantastic. And that's the thing with Victini, is it's one of those decks that doesn't really need a lot of extra cards. Once you've got an attacker set up, it tends to be okay. Is that an ambulance in the background? The police siren? They found me. So there's a really, really good kind of efficiency in this deck. There's so little that you require to get going that you can very easily set up some very nice turns. Now, on the opposite side of the field, we look to be playing against like a Catadai Rapid Strike Urshifu deck, which is very interesting. They're going to G-Max Rapid Flow here to discard all of their energy and deal 120 to 2 Pokemon. Victini V gets 150 because of the telescopic sight, which is more than fair. And top decking Amani is really, really big. So this is not too bad of a situation for us. We can attach to another Victini and then Marnie. That seems fine. We could play the Escape Rope, but I don't think I really want them to bring up something other than just attacking to this Urshifu. We're looking for the VMAX. If we find the VMAX, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. We've got it. We can evolve the Victini on the bench, which will have 160 HP left, which is actually very, very good, because I don't know if you know this about Rapid Strike Urshifu, but it actually caps out at about 150 damage, so we're in a pretty good spot. The only way that we lose this VMAX next turn is if they attack with Esper, which would be very disappointing. Max Victory, 220 damage. Solid hit for 2 energy. And then we'll have a backup Victini on the bench as well. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. This is, apart from our hand is garbage. But the rest of the board is very, very good. Now, there's that Escape Rope. If they do go into the Esper here, we're going to be in a bit of trouble, because they will be able to knock out the VMAX on the bench if they find the Persian. Looks like they're saying no, and they're just going to strafe. Fair enough. I don't have a problem with that. They're just going to go to the bench. Now, oh my god, another energy. Let's just attach to the Victini. We can discard one of these, I think, with Giant Hearth and just find some more. Just thin out the deck, give ourselves a better chance of drawing into a card that we want. Now, another underrated card from this set is Fan of Waves. Play it, put a special energy on the bottom of your opponent's deck. How good is that? We've just reduced our opponent's attacking efficiency. The most they can do now is 150 with their first impression attack, whatever it's called. They cannot use their second attack to take a knockout or to knock out our Vulpix, which is very, very strong. And look at that, they can't even do anything, to be honest. Well, to be fair, we're not doing anything either. Let's get rid of an energy, we'll find another energy, we're just going to keep thinning until we eventually find something. I think do we attach? Maybe we don't. Maybe we just hold on to that. I don't think attaching to anything is ever relevant. Let's attack and take a knockout. 2 prizes down with the Victini VMAX. And that Ninetales is very, very good. If our board stays the same, we take a knockout on the Urshifu VMAX next turn with our VMAX and win the game. Which is incredibly good. If they do knock out the Victini VMAX in the active, then we are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh my goodness, I'm actually thinking now, if everything stays the same, we will miss knockout on that Urshifu with our Victini V by 1 energy. So you know how, like 30 seconds ago, yep, here it comes, you know how 30 seconds ago I said, I don't think it's ever relevant, me attaching an energy anywhere? Immediately punished. I was immediately punished. It didn't even take a second. And I was immediately punished for not attaching. And looks like we are going to be seeing that Persian coming into play. It was only going into the deck before, but now it's coming out. So this Persian's really good. It has the Gathering of Cats ability, which allows any Pokemon that have Catadai as an attack to attack for free. That means that Esper on the bench will be able to take a knockout on the Victini VMAX for no energy. And the Persian has free retreat as well. So there you go. Immediately punished. The only thing that can really save us now is what? Like a Welder or a Pokecom or a Pokemon Search or something like that. To Dedenne. So hopefully it all works out. We've got the Gust. Oh my goodness. Game, thank you for redeeming me. You knew that I should have had 4 energy on there anyway. And so you gave me the Welder. My opponent does not need to know that it wasn't sitting in my hand. Let's just pretend 9 Temptations will knock out the Urshifu on the bench. And we win the game. So there you go. We deserved. I should have attached the energy. I would have won that game if I had have made the right decisions. I'm now realizing how dumb that sounds, by the way. I would have won if I'd made the right decisions. Yeah, well, of course you would. Idiots. That's the Dedenne here. Let's get moving. We've got 2 Vulpixes. That's too many Vulpixes. That's what we need. We need a Victini. Let's attach an energy. We can also Giant Hearth, get a couple of extra energy into our hand, put one in the discard pile. We've got fire crystals in there. We've got everything that we need. We are looking good. Now, it's just a matter of finding out what our opponent is playing. If they're playing a V deck, we are in a great position because we have Ninetales. This Crushing Hammerheads is going to be terrible. It's a Tails. Crushing Hammer's a bad card. There's only ever 2 reactions to Crushing Hammer. It's, oh my god, what a bad card. Or, I want to die because I have just lost my energy attachment for turn. We're being Marnied, so there goes my incredible hand. No Vulpix, no Ninetales. Oh my goodness, we just got Marnied into a way better hand. Guys, please. Please. And we're playing, I just realized we're playing against Colossal, which means that we're going to be able to take a knockout on one. We need to find some energy, because we're going to need to gust it. But we can attack with the VMAX next turn, so we're looking for what, like 2 energy and a switch? I think that's going to be the way to go. We'll see. We will see how we go. Maybe they Fion us. Maybe that's how this game ends. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This is all very interesting here. But like I said, right, the pressure that Victini VMAX is going to put on in this situation is incredible. They're actually just going to give us the Colossal. Okay. Well, I never. Alright, we play down the Ninetales. We're going to play down the VMAX. We definitely want to do that. We don't need to Gust now, so we don't need to worry about Giant Hearthing after we Crobat. So we can get rid of the Heatran, grab 1 energy, attach that, and then draw for 6. We need a switch card here, please. We've got an Air Balloon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play that down. Perfectamundo. We retreat into the VMAX. To be honest, I want to keep this hand the same. Let's just max victory, take the knockout, and we are 2 knockouts away from winning the game. See how easy it is with Victini VMAX? It just absolutely runs train. Now, obviously, we're in a bad position here when they evolve this Colossal, which they instantly do. But, oh my god, they just played down another Colossal. They just played down another Colossal! Why? All he had to do was not do that. And he might have stood a chance. Okay, well, here's the situation, ladies and gentlemen. We 9 Temptations. We knock out that Colossal. I'm getting very sassy right now. Well, I never. Let's take a knockout. I'm going to play an Air Balloon down. I'll put it down on, I don't know, Ninetales, and then we can just research. Let's get cracking. We got to find ourselves some more cards here. Wave of Fans. Fan of Waves. Goodbye. What is going on? Max victory. 2 prizes. We have an Energy and Welder in hand. All we need to do, even if they knock me out, which I don't actually think they can, even if they knock me out, we just need to keep our hand the same when we win the game. Victini! How could I say that this was not one of the best cards in the set? I did, to be fair, I said that it was in the top 5. But I also said the Kricketune was better. So, does that reflect more on me or the card? To be honest, me, I think. I think that reflects more on me. Yeah, well, I think, would you guys like to just win? Do you want to just win this game? I think we should just win the game. Let's 9 Temptations. We're going to take a knockout on that Crobat on the bench there. He's looking lonely. We should put him in the discard pile with all of his friends. Max victory for the victory. This is so much fun. I'm going to give this another go. Surely it can't be this easy all the time. Alrighty, well, we've been given a really, really good start. We just don't have any energy yet. So I am going to be a risky boy. And I'm going to Dedenne this entire hand away. I don't care that I got a Welder in there. I don't care. I'm just going to Dedenne it, because I just want a Victini and an attachment. I'm going first. And to be honest, well, we've found it. Here it is. To be honest, I think we're playing up against the Eternatus. Let's retreat into Victini. They're not going to knock me out. We'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. How good is this? It's just like, you attach twice and then you're like, oh, would you like to lose? Opponent, would you like to lose the game? Would you like to? It is your option. You get the decision. You can... Here's the thing, right? So, Eternatus is on the way out. Everyone thought that Eternatus was on the way out because of Rapid and Single Strike Urshifu, right? Fighting types. But could you imagine if the real culprit was Fan of Waves and Victini V? Because there are so many Vs to knock out here, and if he plays down the Hiding Darkness energy, I can just Fan of Waves it away. And he did! So, even if I don't get a knockout here, I remove his energy attachment for turn. I'm feeling faint. I'm feeling vindicated. Why I shouldn't feel vindicated? I never said this card was good. I thought it was bad. And we've got a giant half. Look, let's play all of these cards. Guys, how do you feel about playing every card that I have? Should I quick ball away this Mew, or should I get more energy? Let's get more energy. We'll grab it 2, because then we can quick ball away one of the energies if we want to. Or we could Welder, because we've got the Eldegoss. So, let's Welder to the... actually, we should probably Crobat. We only need to Welder for 1, so let's grab a Crobat. We can Fan of Waves the energy to the bottom of the deck. Goodbye. It means if we miss... Actually, we should Crobat before we Welder. That means if we miss, then we don't need to stress. Look at this. We've got a Welder. We've got a Victini. We've got Dedenne. I should probably have... we got the VMAX. I was about to say I should probably have welded to the Victini on the bench, but we found the VMAX anyway. Let's quick ball away a Victini. We don't need this anymore. Another Victini, I suppose. We can just hold one in our hand. If we get knocked out, I'm not too fussed. We've got a Dedenne in hand. We're taking 2 prizes. Max Victory. Prize. Research, perfect. Fire Energy, perfect. Deck's perfect. There is absolutely no reason not to be playing this. I want to be the cause of Victini VMAX, the price of this card going through the roof on PTCGO, because this is genuinely powerful. Like, seriously. Like, they've got 4 prizes on the bench for us already. All we need to do is find 1 Ninetales and we win this game. And they have to bench more Crobats, right? And they can't knock me out this turn because they've not got any energy because we fanned it away. This is... I'm going to need to have a lie down after this. This is just preposterous. And we're doing it with the Blastoise sleeves as well. Oh boy. Alright, so next turn we attach an energy to Victini, then we research. We're just looking for a Vulpix. No, not a Vulpix, a Ninetales. And we should be good. It's a bit disappointing to have that Heatran, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Let's just research. Goodbye. We don't need you. We're playing against an exclusively V deck, and we have the Ninetales, and we have the 2 energy without even needing to go with the giant half. Let's 9 Temptations, discard 2 Fire Energies. Let's bring up another Eternatus and knock that thing out. I am not worried at all. In fact, let's just discard our Marshadow as well and grab some more energy. This is beautiful. Max Victory, 220 damage. 2 more prizes. Our opponent hasn't even set up yet. They haven't even set up, and we've taken 4 easy prizes. And to be brutally honest, this is why this deck is so strong, right? At this stage of the game, my opponent has to knock out the Ninetales on the bench for 1 prize, or they lose. It is almost that simple. And that's the power of being able to gust and draw cards in the same turn, which lots of other decks just haven't been able to do. Fire decks in the past used to be able to do it, and it's what made Ability Zard so strong, was because you could research the Dedenne and gust all at the same time. And now we have an attacker that's just as powerful, that has that ability. We can play research, and we can also play Ninetales. Their words escape me. I cannot wait for this deck to be solved. They couldn't even knock out the VMAX. We don't even need to worry about finding another one. Let's just 9 Temptations up anything. A Crobat will do. Give me a Crobat, please, game. Let's knock this thing out. Max Victory, 4 victory. I love clicking attacks 3 times and then you win. I'm sorry about that one, everyone. I just kind of got a little bit flustered at the end there. That was genuinely impressive. Like, that was super, super good. I don't know that I've felt that good about playing a new deck from a new format for a long time. So look out for Victini VMAX, look out for all the variants. And also, if you are interested, we are more than a third of the way through the OG 150 challenge. In fact, this deck knocks off Ninetales from my list, which is perfect. So that's brilliant. And thank you very much, everyone who supported me. I've changed this page because so many people are jumping on with the memberships. Dadbod and Azazel, thank you again for your continued massive support, as well as Fernando, Yolo, Diego, Stephen, and Agent Abel, as well as all of my other Mega Sableye members. I don't know if I can read them all. There's so many. We'll try not reading it for now, because I just want to save. Remember the 300 like target, guys. If we can get that in a day, not only will I produce that Double Trouble deck, maybe I should call it that in the thumbnail, the VMAX Rapid Strike and the Dragapult deck, that one, I will do that one. But yeah, I would feel very vindicated as well, so that would be great. I'm just going to stop waffling because it's going to destroy my watch time statistics, which is what it's all about. We do it for the data. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.